know what it was, gin, I think, and get carried out of a bar, like get carried out of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Not even a bar, dude.
What restaurant was it?
It was 1230 Club downtown.
Yeah.
Now look, it's a great establishment. It's the kind of place where you can have so much fun that you gotta have it, you know, they gotta send an ambulance for you because, you know, your whole vibe is on fire. But yeah, they had some dudes carrying them out.
I keep on waiting for this to like have like a joke in it, but so far it seems pretty accurate to what happened.
Yeah, and I just turned it on one of the people that just got like video. I didn't put it up because it felt kind of a but the crazy thing was I saw it happen again when they carried down the other end of the wall.
I mean, it probably happens to pretty often.
And I think he's definitely become kind of like the cat, like the bad clubs.
Someone made a rumor he was off.
First of all, if I'm a cult leader, good for me. I feel like, right?
Yeah.
I hate how they're always like, oh, this fucking cult leader, you know, or whoever, you know, or like whoever it is, Billy Graham, or like Mike Lindell, or whoever these people are, you know, like the guy that did the XFL, you know, all that shit. But it's like, I mean, if I'm a cult leader, I'm fucking, let's do it.
Yeah. What would you do for your cult? What would you have them do?
I think sex mostly.
You're right on the same page as pretty much everyone else.
I mean, the only reason you get into a cult, I feel like, is probably for some kind of light sex, you know? I don't know. We had a guy one time on here who beat. He had a stutter. 69 is for children. I think it's hard as the older you get, it's harder to do.
Yeah.
I've always done 69. Not children, you know what I'm saying? Like, of 8, people who want to love that or whatever age, as long as they're both cool.
18.
Yeah,
in most states.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they.
15 minutes. And that's what it says. On the pack, right?
I don't know.
You'll be alright.
If they're not, just let me know.
Alright, thank you.
Go. Out. Come on. Here's your magnet. Go put it back on the fridge. She shoved under the little crack. She's sitting here with her hands on it. Come on.
Bayla, go in there.
on. She's dead. Come on.
Hey, look, no! Get in there now. Go in there, mama.
Dude, I was on a we shot a TV show one time, and they had it was like there was this party scene. I think that song was like climbing the stairway to heaven.
They agree.
Ari, you're not a bad athlete.
Yeah, but I'm not great or anything.
Yeah, but
and I would have been
you-
six man. A really a decent guy would have easily. Yeah.
Well, when we started doing jiu-jitsu together, I'm like, Ari's not a bad athlete. You pick things up.
Survival instinct.
Yeah, but it's also like you pick things up.
Especially jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Everyone had the Jew club.
Yeah, that's right.
He was like, it's very clear, it's not JIU.
Yeah.
It's the Jew club.
What's the Krav Maga? Is that decent?
Sure. Yeah, it depends on who's teaching it, but it's a combination of all the best techniques from all martial arts.
What if a woman's teaching?
Sure, if she's good. If she's Valentina Shevchenko. It's like, what are you teaching? You're teaching Muay Thai, you're teaching Jiu-Jitsu, you're teaching some self-defense stuff, you know, but a lot of the self-defense stuff, like, you really just have to understand physical movement. Like, specifics, like, they might not come up, and you're not drilling them enough. Like, someone just does this, and then you do that. Most of the time, you're not going to remember that.
Is it just hitting non-stop?
Hitting someone
Isn't it
non-stop
like
in
a lot of like
self-defense?
just keep throwing, fucking throw a hamburger at him, do anything, just don't
Krav
stop.
Maga, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for survival, they would most certainly tell you grab everything around you and hit something. I mean,
just
I
do.
think everybody would say that. They grab everything. "Ah!" I mean, you'd say, if you're trying to fight for your life, why wouldn't you pick up that chimpanzee skull and bash them?
Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
And just don't stop hitting.
Yeah, why would you just use your fist? Your hands are, especially if you understand, like your hands are so brittle. Punching people with your hands is so easy to break your hands. Your hands break so easy, especially if you're not used to punching people's hard heads. You hit them on the forehead, your hand's gonna shatter. And then you have no hand. Now you have to fight for your life with one hand and one swollen hand. It hurts every time you move it.
Yeah, but don't you think in the adrenaline, you don't notice that
You'll
hand?
notice it. You'll notice it. You'll get tired. And especially if it lasts for more than 15 or 20 seconds, then you're fucked. Because then you don't know how to sustain yourself in violent encounters. You don't know how to maintain your heart rate. You don't know how to stay calm when chaos is happening.
Right.
You fucking full on panic if you're not used to adversity like that. If you're used to it, like you can just ride over them or someone passes out, and then eventually
hold them off
they're
a
gonna
little
be
bit.
exhausted. Yeah,
Tired now.
most people, if you're fighting them, like they have a good 30 seconds in them, and then they fall apart, and then you can just beat them to death. Most people. Like,
And they're gonna go nuts.
but today, if you're doing that, man, there's a real good chance, like a 20-30% chance you're gonna run into someone who can fight.
Exactly.
So many guys train today.
That's
So
kind of
many
nice
people
though. People
train.
don't start shit because they're like, this guy might know
I
something.
think they still do. I think
Yeah, they
they're
still
so
do.
fucking stupid.
Boston.
And it's all the people who don't know how to fight that are starting shit.
Yeah.
But
You
there's
see
a
that
lot of
TikTok
people.
were getting knocked out by the bouncer?
Pull it up.
I haven't.
He was like
So,
talking
yeah.
shit, and then the bouncer just goes, you know what? And just punches this guy, lays him out.
Did you see that rapper's security guard who fucks up this fan for no reason?
Yeah,
The fan comes over a young kid and they KO him and he bounces his head off the concrete. It's horrible.
Wow,
no
why
reason,
go
sure.
that
Because he
no
long?
just
reason.
ran up to the rapper because he's a fanboy.
Did you see Bert attack that fucking guy in the Netflix golf thing?
What happened?
Huh?
Some protester started running on. Dude.
Bert Kreischer?
And he runs by Bert to get to, she runs by Bert. I don't know if it's a he or
She?
I don't know. To get to like some pro golfer. And Bert's just right there. And he goes, no. And I was like, what are you
Really?
doing? And he goes, something's up here. Show it. It's crazy. They're running on the radar. Yeah,
Until
yeah.
he
Not
explained
that
what was
bad.
happening. He said like they all started making fun of him because he was talent. He needed to be helping, but yeah, just,
Says PETA supporters
yeah.
were pulled off the Netflix Cup after
PETA
sharing an
knows,
urgent
yes.
message for Greg Maffei. F1 needs to pump the brakes on its connection to the deadly idiot. Oh, what was this?
I did it
Okay, so Bert Kreischer, so the girl runs, and
Oh, we
Bert
did see
stops
video.
it.
It was live. It happened so fast.
There was
You
a
couldn't-
video.
You couldn't tell it was happening, and no one could tell it was Bert happening.
Comedian Bert Kreischer played the hero role during the Netflix Cup. He fucking animal. He's the best. Look at him. But it seems like she had both of her hands on the sign, so it doesn't seem like
She was running forward. It looks like she's standing there. She was running forward past him. That's it.
It was the PETA
Oh my god, he took it down.
He took her down lightly.
Oh shit!
Wow. Comedian Bert Kreischer. When did this happen?
Like the last month or so, 16 was
I
it?
didn't even know.
This is not what they showed
So
on
here's the
TV.
video.
So is the security guard already getting somebody?
He grabbed the guy.
Assume Bert is drunk at this point.
Oh, he's
Oh,
happy.
he's hosting. I don't know. He's been drinking.
So he ran out there.
Yeah.
No, he didn't take her down. She just went to her knees. I was gonna mic it
They literally had just started the event. They're hosting,
Sure, yeah.
they're calling the people out, right? Like in for the first tee, they just said their names.
God, all that does is make people hate PETA.
All these rich
Yeah,
whites are
right?
like, move on.
There's not one person who sees that and goes, I'm not eating a cheeseburger.
Yeah, how about fucking Jordan Smith? Like, this is for PETA.
That wouldn't even
Right.
work.
That would
wouldn't
help.
even work.
Because he'd look like a hero.
Maybe.
No.
But it's like the
Shane,
food-
now you did it.
They
But
throw
the People
a-
for the Ethical Treatment of Animals is based on the Animal Liberation Organization initially. And they don't think that anyone should have pets.
Just
talking animals?
Yeah. PETA.
Yeah,
PETA
Bert Kreischer.
protesting and Bert Kreischer lady.
Oh, that was nice.
Did you saw that?
Went to the Netflix golf thing?
Yeah. The people that were at least at the top levels of PETA, they want animal liberation. Meaning they don't want anyone to have pets.
Yeah.
Not only do they not think you should
We need to let golden retrievers out.
Imagine my sweet boy Marshall.
Let golden retrievers out.
Imagine my sweet boy Marshall fending for himself.
Trying
out
to
in the
kill a wild turkey.
That dude, he ate 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds of gravel the other day. I took him to the hospital.
Wait, dogs are respected.
He
you
can't
talked
take
about
care of
this yet?
himself. Yes, I did a little bit of it. We have chickens, and someone poured chicken feed on the gravel. Dog,
Oh, my
I was like, oh, this is delicious. So he starts eating the
I've
gravel.
got a lot of chicken feet though.
He found the gravel, and he starts throwing up gravel in my house. And I take him to the hospital, and thank you people who took care of him. Hey, he's good to go. He's all today. He's been fine for like over 2 weeks now. But I was scary because I thought he was gonna have to get surgery. He had gravel in his stomach and his intestines, and it was in his colon, and it, he had to eventually shit it out. But it took a few days before it even started coming out. So they were nervous.
Yeah.
So they had to keep him overnight for observation. It was rough.
Yikes.
Jamie, can you play that
So
video?
that's my point. These PETA people are out of their fucking minds. Marshall can't live in the woods.
Bandit ate a blowfish in Ecuador and rushed to the hospital later that night.
Oh my
Like
God.
20 times. We were surfing and she was just eating a fucking
God.
deadly fish.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was like 8 p.m. Like every fucking bed is closed. We're like, we gotta go to the next town over. It's like 2 hours away. We gotta go.
Did you get? But obviously, she's
Saline
like that.
shots.
You're the guy with the gun. The person who...
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Hey, we're no different.
Yeah.
World War II,
Right.
now we've been chilling for a while.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's some...
Well, how long did we chill for? Up to Vietnam.
That barely counts
What?
compared to World War II.
Right. But
There's like a...
completely unnecessary, whereas
Totally
World War II was necessary.
Because of an unnecessary start.
What was the unnecessary start of World War II?
Hitler taking everything?
Yeah, but like, a lot of it is based on what happened in World War One.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So World War One.
1 and 2 are pretty... They're everything in history is interlinked.
Yeah, and there's not that much time in between them either.
Yeah.
So there's like a
There's nothing.
regrouping of Germany, and then we'll fucking show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What
this
was
is...
World War One over?
That's the ultimate dumbest fucking one ever.
What is it over?
Archduke Franz Ferdinand got assassinated in Serbia,
That's right.
and then
And
Serbia.
the guy Lucky ran into him outside of a restaurant.
Yeah.
I tried to kill him, didn't. Then his car was parked outside of a restaurant. He's like, oh,
Yeah, there he is.
there he is.
Yeah. And then their ally was Serbia's ally was Russia. Austria's ally was Germany. Germany was like, we're gonna help Austria. That's why they got blamed.
Wow. And then the
Beats
whole
from the
world.
house.
And then the whole
Yeah.
world,
You did get them?
which they
Yeah,
were all
they're in,
cousins.
Why were they
looking that
assassinate
thing with
the
the, with my
because
phone.
Austria and Serbia, I
with
guess,
all
have
the,
pretty long history of
blizzard stuff.
That's
fighting
fine.
each
I just
other.
making sure 'cause I couldn't find
And
them.
he was in Serbia. Montenegro, was it? And it was kind of like flaunting it a little.
Oh.
It's kind of like, you shouldn't be here.
Like
Although,
when Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, I
What?
can handle it, yeah.
What? Which one?
I could be wrong though. I think it was like Franz Ferdinand was actually like one of the guys in Austria that liked Serbia, and he was one of the guys like helping it. He was like an advocate for it.
Mm.
And then the Black Hand, I'm forgetting his fucking name. It's very important. The guy who shot him.
Oh, I don't remember his name either.
It's embarrassing. I don't remember. And I hope it's Serbia. I just am talking.
I think it
He
is.
was from the Kingdom of Serbia. I think I was looking at that.
So, what happens in Germany during World War One?
So World War One was over nothing. They fought. Everybody died. Like millions of people died.
Yeah.
Over, and a lot of times this is trench warfare where they, over the course of 4 or 5 years, they gained nothing, lost nothing. So at the end of the war, like when France and Germany and England had to sign this treaty, they were like the allies that won were like, oh, we gotta gain something out of this because otherwise our people are gonna kill us. When we signed this treaty and neither of us, nothing changed, and that was all literally for nothing. So then they just blamed Germany for everything. They were like, you owe France reparations. Gavrilo Princip
God, he was 19 years old.
fucked up the whole world. Good job, Gavrilo.
One teenager.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Imagine if one person and so many things happen because of one thing. This
Yeah.
kid. A 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being the CEO of Bud Light. Imagine being that lady. It's not the CEO, right? What was she, like,
No.
marketing?
Yeah, I was just
Head of marketing?
Yeah.
Imagine being that lady.
Back up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know how comparable it is to Little Prince.
In the business world.
Business world, that was World War One.
That's World War One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They didn't know the capabilities of the weapons.
Right.
Just like, yeah.
Nobody figured out gas.
World War One was doing...
Nobody figured out Kid Rock shooting your
They
product.
were doing... they were doing cavalry charges into machine guns.
That other picture of me looked pretty handsome. Look at that picture. Imagine that guy shoots you. Like, shit. Fucking guy. Got great cheekbones.
You ever see Young Stalin?
He looks like Scott Eastwood.
Young Stalin was a babe.
Was he?
Yeah.
Criminal penalty, 20 years imprisonment.
Yeah, he died.
Wow. That motherfucker started it all off.
Damn, he was alive though for 3 years to witness what he did. That's a tough way. Yeah.
I wonder if he connected them all. Clearly, he had.
Yeah.
Clearly.
That started it.
Yeah. I bet it's a lot of bragging in the challenge. You know what I did, motherfucker?
I killed everyone.
I got everybody killed. One of my favorite stories from World War One that I've talked about too much is that the Russians and the Germans had a ceasefire to kill wolves.
That's awesome.
And
I didn't know about that.
They were in Russia, and so many of them were getting killed by wolves that they decided to have a ceasefire. They negotiated a ceasefire to kill wolves.
That's terrifying.
Imagine if you're in trench warfare and you get shot and you're screaming, you're in agony, and then all of a
dog
sudden
eats you.
and there's 30 wolves tearing your friend apart, and there's nothing you can do. You jump up and they'll shoot you.
Yeah. That's
And then the wolves just get into the trenches.
World War One seems like the worst. Seems like one of the.
Just look at what
probably
they
the worst.
dressed like.
Yeah.
How did they survive the elements?
I don't know.
They had stupid shoes.
They didn't.
Their shoes were
Yeah.
so stupid. They had like shoes that you would wear when you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
They're out in the woods.
They're in the mud for months at a time.
Yeah, what did show us what these were dressed like. Their boots were stupid. Like everything was stupid. There's no waterproofing. There's no nothing. There's no tactical gear. You had nothing. You had fucking cotton shirts.
That's what
on.
Hitler did to his boys. The guys that went into Russia. He was like, we're going to be done by, we don't even need to make winter uniforms for these guys.
With leather-soled shoes. They didn't even have like textured shoe soles back then.
Just guys having fun.
Just a good time. Trench warfare. It ain't nothing. But it's fucking nuts, man. Imagine that life. That dude is taking a nap there, just living in hell.
They got some cool art that came out of this from these guys getting fucked up. You ever see Otto Dix?
No.
Get some Otto Dix.
Dude, go back to that photo again, please. That photo you just had of those guys.
Are these doughboys?
What are these?
Americans?
These are Americans? Look at their fucking outfits. I'm just getting stuck over there going, what the fuck are we here for? Yep. Yep, that's when they first started using gas. Fuck.
You ever see?
What a horrific time.
Have you seen All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yes.
I love it.
Oh no, wait a minute, I haven't.
Oh.
No, that's the new one, right?
Yes, you gotta watch that.
No, I haven't.
You gotta
It's
watch that.
amazing.
It's so good.
You
It's
told
so
me about
good.
it multiple times.
I love it.
I get bummed out when I watch it.
It's the most depressing one I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's
I would
so
say I'm gonna
depressing.
do it when I'm like sitting in front of the TV.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting in front of the TV, most of the time I just like to be entertained. I just show me. I want to watch.
You gotta
fights.
watch that one.
I get really depressed.
It's bad.
Dude, I get anxiety sometimes in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep. I get anxiety thinking about the wars.
Yeah. Otto Dix has some good ones. He got fucked up in that war.
This is all his work. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Everybody's all bullet holes and patched together. Oh wow. So he was a soldier?
Yeah, I think he was German.
Oh my god. He's horrific. Yeah, what did that guy say?
You ever see? Alright, this is. I don't know how good this is for podcasting, but you gotta look at Goya. Look at Goya. Look at his. Have we ever talked about this? Gas masks are scary.
Is this the first time we ever experienced gas attacks?
Goya. That was actually those are the Napoleonic Wars. He was a Spanish guy, but then he got dark, dude. He got into some scary
Some
stuff.
Satan shit.
Yeah. Allegedly, his last paintings were. So they're called the black paintings?
Bro, can you imagine being alive the first time they started using gas?
No. That would be a.
Like they just got giant fans and they're spraying deadly gas towards you. Oh God, look at this stuff.
That's.
Oh my
That's
God.
not the way.
Francisco.
No, he did Saturday.
Birth of Saturn's Sun painting. Oh God, look at that. It's horrifying. He's eating a baby.
He did Saturn's Devouring.
I think that's what's happening right now.
That's not the real
It's a different one?
Yeah. That's the one.
Oh
Way
God! Oh my God! Jamie, go to that one, the bigger one, in the left-hand corner. Left-hand corner of that. Keep going. No. Back. The one below it to the left. That's it. That's so horrible.
Yeah. Go ahead. Some cool ones.
What the fuck? And that's like a valuable painting. So you have that.
Oh, that's.
This is a gold. It's worth $5
No, that painting's
billion.
Yeah.
How much is that worth?
Saturn Devouring His Son.
A lot of Satanist money out there.
I think that was in. What's that movie? About greed is good. What's that called?
Wall Street?
Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, Goya?
Wall Street. The easiest.
No, the original Wall Street, not Wolf Wall. The original one. Greed is
Wall
Good.
Street. I think he had that in his office.
My favorite scene in that movie is Michael Douglas walking down the beach with that brick phone. He was a pimp. So those brick phones were the shit back then. Oh my God, he's talking to someone.
This is most valuable work was sold for 7.5, and that one would be much more valuable.
Wow. It's more valuable? Why don't they sell it?
Maybe they don't.
Yeah,
Imagine wanting that in your house.
I have some Goyas.
Do you?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I got the he-goat talking and
Prince.
Prince.
Yeah.
No. yeah.
No, I
He's
have all
$48 million worth of art.
Gillian Keys movie.
Gillian Keys money. I saw
my God,
this. There's a museum, I forget, it was Sofia Reina maybe in Madrid. And I was at it, and they have what's called his dark paintings or black paintings, I forget. But apparently Goya lost his mind, and all these paintings were from in his own house on the walls. Like that was painted, that wasn't on a canvas. That was on his wall that he did by himself. He lost his mind. He would paint at night with candles on his head.
Oh my
Like a chandelier of candles on his head.
Oh my
He
God.
painted satanic shit. Now that's, I think they've said that this was a legend, but I'm not sure.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I want to believe it.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
You see those paintings, you're like, holy, it's like
It seems like a
it's
guy
a goat talking to witches. You're like, holy.
A guy eating a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That seems like someone who would have a fucking chandelier on their head.
He.
He's 72, moved into the house. Some guy took hacked off all of the murals from the wall and attached them to canvas, and they're now on that museum.
Yeah.
Wow. So
And
he
he-
sawed them off the wall.
He saw.
That'd be even more valuable.
Yeah,
A chunk of his wall too.
Imagine walking into that house.
Bro, what was going on?
One of the greatest
in his
artists.
mind?
Well, he saw like war.
Horrors.
Yeah, he saw fucked up.
The most close combat
Yeah.
bullet type war you could get into. Trench warfare.
No. This
Bayonets.
is Napoleonic Wars.
Oh, that's right.
This is old Spain where he saw
so
like
swords and shit.
he saw like
Cannonballs.
and like atrocities.
In 1819, Francisco José de Goya y Lucientes, commonly known as Goya, was a successful and celebrated artist. Then suddenly, he withdrew from public life, left Madrid and the royal court behind, and moved into a farmhouse in the countryside. His wife and most of his friends were dead, and he had become isolated. He was 73 years old, sick and completely deaf. His long life was coming to a close. But he wasn't finished yet. The man who had once painted crucifixions, miracles, saints and priests, now painted terrifying, demonic, raw and brutal works. Works without even a hint of God. Francisco Goya's black paintings were created during his later years in Spain, from around 1819 to 1823, and convey his deeply pessimistic view of humanity. He went from being the most famous painter in the country, idolized by an adoring public, to an artist who created his works in total isolation on the bare walls of his secluded farmhouse, which were never intended for public viewing. To understand his black paintings, we need to understand how Goya went from royal portraits to the horrors of war, to arrive at this end point. Goya was a man from a humble background who rose through the ranks to reach the upper echelons of high society. In 1775, he arrived in Madrid from Zaragoza. At first, he worked on tapestry cartoons for the royal residences, creating painting designs to be woven into tapestries for royal palaces, which gave him his first contact with the Spanish royal family. It was in the tapestry factory that he learned to tell a story. In 1789, the year of the French Revolution, he would be appointed court painter and eventually worked for 3 Spanish kings. First Charles III, the great reformer, then his son, the inept Charles IV, and then his son, the tyrant, Ferdinand VII. In between, he would work for the occupying French king, Joseph Bonaparte. In his 40s, Goya was financially and socially secure, respected and newly bourgeois. But just as he was getting too comfortable, his health took a sinister turn. While at the same time, Spain went through some of the most enormous political and social upheavals in its history, and Goya was in the thick of it. He had started life at the royal court as a naturalistic painter of the upper classes, but slowly he underwent an unexpected revolution of his own, from the light to the dark. In 1792, when Goya was 46, he developed a mysterious illness. He survived, but went completely deaf. This profoundly impacted his art, and he began to explore a more personal vision. He started to produce his most subversive work. He created Los Caprichos in his 50s. The disasters of war were produced in his 60s, and then the black paintings he made in his 70s. His later works were mostly produced while he was still an employee of the court. Then in 1808, Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Spain and ousted the recently crowned Ferdinand VII. Goya remained in Madrid during the occupation by the French, and even
Oh my gosh, Brittany.
What?
The email you just sent.
All I said was like, thanks for the message.
Oh.
The local artist was commissioned to create a series of 8 paintings on the dome ceiling on top of the floor of the museum to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the Colton Weavers massacre of 1787. In each of his paintings is a striking and instantly immersive representation of Glasgow's political history, particularly regarding the struggle of the working class. It depicts his figures immersed in dark shadow and dramatic highlights. Years onwards, the figures from this very same artist will begin to evolve in not only more simple and minimal settings, but noticeably taking on more unsettling features, with more grotesque and shocking depictions of a human form, both physically and metaphorically. The artist is Ken Curry. painter who since the late 80s, since breaking into the public eye with his jaw-dropping ceiling mural piece, has created arguably some of the most bizarre and beautifully dark paintings that experiment on the themes of the flesh and the body, possibly since the likes of Francis Bacon, with even a few curiously familiar themes of Mr. Bacon shining through in a few of his paintings. Oddly enough, it would be on my part 1 video of my Francis Bacon documentary that someone would suggest I take a look at Ken Curry. So thank you, Tiffany in the World, for your suggestion. I wasn't intending to make a video on his art, to be honest with you. I was just casually browsing through his art as a fairly recent fan. But after looking through more and more of his terrifying bad dreams on canvas, I knew I just had to share and discuss some of his work with you today, which not only offer us a new perspective on mortality and the human body, but also an insight into the darker sides of the history of Scotland's workers and urban life. Welcome to another video, everyone. Today we'll be exploring some of the haunting paintings of Ken Curry. Title of this piece is called Three Oncologists, Professor R. Steele, Professor Sir Alfred Kashuri, and Professor Sir David P. Lane of the Department of Surgery and Molecular Oncology, Nine Wells Hospital, Dundee, completed in 2002 as Curry's first official portrait commission. The painting displays 3 medical professions immersed in a discomforting, nightmarish low light, gazing directly at the viewer. These men are representations of professors in the Department of Surgery and Molecular Oncology at Nine Wells Hospital and Medical School in Dundee. The head of the department,
I'm gonna break up and right back.
Kashuri, stands in the centre. David Lane, Professor of Molecular Oncology, is on the right. And finally on the left is Surgeon Professor Steele. What I find most striking about this painting, and indeed a lot of Curry's paintings, is the expression of the figures he presents. Each man appears to have been disturbed in the middle of their duties. Professor Steele has blood on his hands, as Sir Alfred Kashuri is holding a medical implement. The luminous quality and almost blurry paint makes the figures look almost ghostly, expressing their unwelcomingly familiar sense of horror and anxiety that comes with cancer. The hunched postures of these figures as well can be seen as extremely telling. Often a posture of someone who is either exhausted or defeated, emphasizing the constant battle against such a relentless disease. There's just such a sense of hopelessness that Curry beautifully captures in this piece, but I'm sure a lot of people in not just Scotland but around the world can easily relate to, considering how often such an illness can affect us and our loved ones. Also, rather curiously, fiberglass casts of these 3 oncologist faces happen to exist as well, as the 3 specialists were unable to gather together for multiple portrait sittings. Curry would decide to make life masks as a means to record their appearances. Very rarely would Curry choose to work with photographs instead, for example, as according to him, most photographs tend to preempt the image. However, Curry would also state that his commissioned portrait was about more than merely recording the 3 oncologists' likeness. He spent many hours observing Sir Alfred Kashuri and Professor Robert Steele in the operating theatre. Curry's interactions with his subjects would allow him to express the nature and meaning of their work. And as for Sir David Lane, he would comment that in his appearance, people would see cancer as a form of darkness, of which, figuratively speaking, it's an oncologist's job to save people from. piece is an oil-on-canvas painting titled The Troubled City, completed in 1991. Immediately, we are presented with another key characteristic of Ken Curry's recognizable style, or at least the style of his earlier work, which features a crowded scene of almost demonic-looking figures in some bestial scene of carnage and violence. Not too dissimilar from that of a Hieronymus Bosch painting, another one of my all-time favourite artists. This work is one of a trilogy of paintings influenced by the contemporary suffering in war-torn cities, particularly in Eastern Europe. In the background, the Brandenburg Gate and the burning Reichstag can be seen, indicating this setting to be Berlin. The gut-wrenching scene is populated by emaciated and bandaged skeletal figures, and menacing hooded or masked men, armed with different types of weapons, as some others are burning books. Another one of Curry's fascinating techniques that can be seen in this piece is his thinly layered application of paint, which seems to create a luminous and ghostly tone to the flesh of the characters that he creates. And according to the Scottish National Gallery website, the fantastic and grotesque elements of the painting were directly influenced by Peter Bruegel the Elder and Hieronymus Bosch. Little to no surprises there. This next one is one of my personal favourites of Curry's paintings, titled Unfamiliar Reflection, an oil-on-canvas self-portrait produced in 2006. For those who have been following this channel for a while, you'll probably notice by now that I'm a huge advocate for self-portraits when it comes to creating art. Often I find the artwork I'm most proud of are my self-portraits, as I find it helps me better reflect my inner monologue, my emotions when I'm happy, and how I was feeling and valuing myself. I can see my moods, my
Like a rainy Sunday morning makes me wanna stay in bed, twisted up all day long. You're my inspiration, girl, you take me places, put the words right into these songs. Stealing cases on the cover page, I see forever when I see your face. And I swear God made you for make it easy, loving up on you, make it easy with every little thing. And you're my sunshine in the darkest days, my better half, my saving grace. You make me who I wanna be. got my rope around the edge. Never let her ruffle up the feathers, angel. Yeah, I'm down for life. I got the rap around the finger, and I like it just in case you came. Yeah, just to make it easy. Love on you, make it easy. Whatever little thing you do, you're my sunshine in the darkest days. My better half, my saving grace. You make me who I wanna be. I got the goods on stealing kisses on the cover, babe. See forever when I see your face. I swear God made you for me.
I'm surprised for you. I was surprised for you. What?
3 kids most days. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
You took all my ruffle edge. You never let her ruffle up your feathers, angel. No. You'll be fine by dusk light, I'm telling you, baby. These things eat at your bones and drive your young mind crazy. Oh, you place your hand between my collar and jaw. I don't know much, but there's no way to know. And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. 'Cause if I say I miss you, I know that you won't. But I miss you in the mornings when I see the sun. Something in the orange tells me we're not done. To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I poison myself again. Something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way the orange touches all things around. Gas trees and blue, how I just hate you. Please turn those headlights around. I need to hear you say you've been waiting all night. There's orange dancing in your eyes from bold light. Your voice only trembles when you try to speak. Take me back to us dancing this wood used to creep. To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I poison myself again, something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way the orange touches all things around. The grass, trees, and dew, how I just hate you. Please turn those headlights around. To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way orange touches all things around. The grass, trees, and dew, how I just hate you. Please turn those headlights around. Please turn those headlights around. Heart on the run, keeps a hand on the gun, can't trust you.
I don't know how to do this kick stuff, sorry.
I was so sure that what I needed was more. Tried to shoot at the sun. The days when we raced, we flew off the page. Such damage was done, but I made it through. Somebody knew that I was meant for someone. So girl, if you booze by the bed, we ain't leaving this room. Someone needs medical help or the magnolia's bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to shower. So cover me up, know you're enough to you make good. Put your faith to the test when I tore off your dress. Richmond on wine. Yeah, I sobered up. I swore all that stuff forever this time. And the old lovers say I thought it'd be me who helped you get home. But love was a dream, one that I never seen till you came along. So girl, hang your dress out to dry. We ain't leaving this room. The Percy Creek's face open wide and the river runs through. It carries this house on its stone like a piece of dead wood. cover me up. Know you're enough to use me for good.
Email can contain only letters, numbers, and underscores.
So girl, leave your boots by the bed. We ain't leaving this room. So someone needs medical help or the magnolia's bloom.
What? What? Okay, well I can't hear you while you mumbling. I'm turning my music back on. Go in there.
So cover me up. Know you're enough to use me. So cover me up and know you're enough to use me good. Yeah.